let's play translator. I'm going to take the 1953 language and translate it into what we'd say today. What the research actually supports. What modern psychology and adolescent medicine actually understand about what was happening with those girls. 1953 said, rebellious attitude. The 2026 translation, autonomy, development, boundary setting, and identity formation. That's what I got. This is not a subtle distinction. This is a fundamental reframe of what's happening developmentally. When a teenager pushes back against parental authority, that's what's actually happening here. Neurologically, psychologically, and developmentally. It's one of the most important processes in human growth. They are differentiating. They are figuring out where their parents end and where they begin. They are testing boundaries. Not because they're broken, though. But because that's literally how you learn where the boundaries are. Erik Erikson, one of the most influential developmental psychologists in history, described adolescence as the stage of identity versus role confusion. The central task of the teenage years is to develop a coherent sense of self. And you cannot, and I need you to hear this, you cannot develop a sense of self without pushing against the people and the systems around you. It's like trying to learn to swim without getting in the water. The resistance is the process. So when a teenage girl in 1953 challenged her parents, she wasn't malfunctioning. She was doing exactly what adolescent humans are supposed to do. She was on schedule. She was healthy. She was developing. And they called it a disorder. 1953 said she needs to submit to therapy. 2026 for translation. She needs a safe, collaborative space where her voice is centered. The word submit tells you everything about the power dynamic they are working with. Therapy wasn't being offered as a resource. It was being deployed as a tool of compliance. The goal wasn't the girl's well-being. It was the girl's obedience. Modern therapeutic practice, evidence-based, ethical, effective therapeutic practice, operates on the exact opposite principle. The therapeutic alliance is built on trust, not authority. The therapist is not there to tell the client what to do. They're there to create conditions where the client can explore their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences safely and arrive at their own insights. With adolescents specifically, this is critical. Research consistently shows that the single biggest predator of successful therapy outcomes with teenagers is the quality of the therapeutic relationship, not the specific modality of it, not the therapist's credentials, not the number of sessions, the relationship. Does the teen feel heard? Do they feel respected? Do they feel like the therapist is actually on their side? If a teenager walks into a therapist's office believing, correctly or incorrectly, that the therapist is an agent of their parents, they're there to make them behave, right? That therapeutic relationship is dead on arrival. Nothing meaningful will happen. You might get surface level compliance, but you won't get healing. You won't get growth, and you definitely won't get trust. And that girl in 1953, she knew that. She felt it. She resisted it. And they wrote it down as a symptom.